Here's a message of importance to millions of people who are continually pale and washed out, weak and run down. Doctors will tell you that these conditions are often caused by a deficiency of iron. The iron you need to keep you physically fit and mentally alert. Medical studies show that 2 out of 3 women and many, many men lack the daily iron your body requires in a form your body can easily use and put to work. Every dose gives you more than your daily minimum iron requirement. We are the way, we are the way, we are not alone. We are striving for more. So if you're not getting the iron your body needs, if you feel weak, run down, and are easily upset, start taking iron today.
Happy Friday, my friend.
Oh, Jesus. All right, the countdown is on, ladies and gentlemen. The new computer has been ordered. It should be here within a couple of weeks. I'm about done with this lack of RAM and choppy audio and garbage video and all the rest of it. But we'll keep trucking along one way or the other. Happy Friday, everybody. I was going to pull us up, but now apparently I'm not showing the screen for us anymore. What in the fuck is going on? You know what? We'll just run it and I'll figure it out later. This is stupid. Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome to Iron Realm Media's Have No Sphere, and I am several steps behind where I usually am. I went out of town for Thanksgiving, went down to see my father. And we left this afternoon, and I thought I was going to be here, well, about an hour earlier, an hour before we started the show, but one thing led to another, and we were... Well, I got here just at like 5:36, so I had time to reheat a cup of coffee, give Dixie a kiss hello, and I am here in the studio ever since. But we're going to make it work. We're going to figure out just what the hell is going on one way or another. Oh, I think I might have it. Might that be it? Oh, crikey. Howdy, everybody. Say hi to everybody in chat. I see Brian Gasca in chat. Much love to you, Brian. I know you suffered a loss recently, and you have been in my thoughts and in my prayers. So it's good to see
Indeed,
you there.
Friend. Mine as well. Good to see you.
Missed you. Don't get caught up in the grief is all I can say. But there's lots of awesome people there in chat. Lots of awesome people here on this car. Cami is feeling a little bit under the weather, so she will not be joining us this evening, unfortunately. So what we can do, jump right in and say hello to her household, one way or the other, with Mr. Zachary Zabala, whom you might recognize here on YouTube as Good Times for All. Zach, how was your Thanksgiving? How was your weekend? Well, it's not the weekend. How's your week been?
Not too bad. It's been really nice, like just taking a break and sleeping in and relaxing. We took off last night's show, took off this morning's show, so it was really nice and laid back. And yeah, we had a friend over, one of Cami and I's friends, Jonna, came over. We just hung out and ate food and watched shows and tried to get a little fatter.
It's the way to do it.
It was nice.
'Tis the season.
Yeah. How'd it go with you?
It was good.
Down at Dad's house.
It was good. We had family up from Texas. Got to see my aunt, whom I've not seen in a couple decades at least, I would say.
Nice.
She was married to my father's brother, who was the pilot who died in a plane crash trying to get his certification for flying in the mountains, and was mid-flight in that certification when the engines went out and the plane crashed into the side of a mountain in Central America.
That sucks.
It does suck. Surprisingly, the instructor survived somehow. But yeah.
Yeah, you hear about that happening more often than not, especially in smaller planes. Like the real big ones, if they, when they fall out of the sky, they really fall out of the sky. But some of those smaller ones, like a lot of the people in the Leonard Skinner plane crash, that one, there were quite a few survivors. There was quite a few people that perished, but yeah, there were, more than just one person that walked away from that. So it's not unheard of. But enough about that.
Well,
I know there's some other people around here.
There are. Point to that was his name was David. I named my son David. And yeah, so there's still a David Corey out there roaming the earth.
Nice.
But yeah, got to
The
see
name
them.
lives on.
Got to see some of my other cousins that I hadn't seen in a while. So it was all around. It was a good trip. Too short. I'd like to stay down a little bit longer, but such is the way we say la vie, as they say. But there are other people here. Let's say hello to Mr. Walter Johnson. He's got a channel here on YouTube called Flat Earth Head, where he's putting up all sorts of stuff sometimes. Walter, how about you? How was your Thanksgiving?
It was good. It was really good. We had a nice day. Nothing got dramatic until all the way at the end, and it really had nothing to do with us, so it was perfect.
It waited till the very end.
Yeah. Their drama, we weren't in it, and we were headed home, so yeah, it was great. But yeah, it was good. Saw family, hadn't seen in a minute, and ate way too much stuff, as we all did, I guess. But,
Well,
it is what it is. It was good to see people, and how you always get that holiday thing, reach out to folks you hadn't talked to in a while. So shout out to my buddy Ernie, who just had some surgery on his back and is going through recovery. That's the guy I used to do the karaoke with back in my rock star days. But yeah, so sending him some healing love. And everybody, I know there's quite a few people that we all are missing in chat and in life and dealing with losses. So definitely sending love out. It's tough sometimes riding this meat suit and having a phone. Sorry, I should have muted up. But we're doing it together, at least we're together doing it. So that's enough rambling. We have somebody we've been eager to meet and get to know, and I will hush. The video is on its way, Liz, Brian. I know I told you I'd have it up on Patreon soon, but when I went to it, it's like 45-minute practice session. There's really, I'll dice it up and just give it to you in pieces, I guess. So, but yeah, it's working. At least you got the pics. And Nate, if you're out there listening, and Metz, I think it was, let me know. I'll get them out to you when I have an address. Anyway, I'll hush.
Yeah, I think this is really going to be a good conversation this evening. This was actually somebody, Zack, you had talked to, we're going to call him No Longer on the Ball. Joel might be less of a mouthful. So he'd given us permission to go by either one, so we'll probably just mix it up and swing it around. But you got a chance to talk to Joel over there at Flattoberfest, didn't you, Zack?
Yeah, a little bit. I was behind the counter, but yeah, he let me know what he's been doing, and it's really awesome. Just a great idea, and yeah, well, as soon as he told me, I was like, oh, you got to come on, and I was planning on having him on Globusters too, but I figured Iron Rail Media is a better place to get your feet wet. It really is. There's not nearly as much pressure. There's only it's a much smaller, more intimate group here. It's easier to kind of let your hair down a little bit and just get your feet wet being live in front of a camera and all that kind of stuff. Because a lot of people, I mean, I know the first time I called into Iron Works, I was terrified, just terrified. Getting to meet Josh and Walt and having my voice go out over the airwaves. It was like, yeah, it was very unsettling to say the least. But yeah, I figured Iron Realm is the place where, I mean, we've cut so many teeth here at Iron Realm, really, with not just people's maybe first appearance online, but really coming out as flat earthers, people who, had names out there and had done all kinds of things, but didn't want to, talk about flat earth still. They felt comfortable coming here and doing it, and it's not like you're gonna get grilled here. We don't do that here. This is more just laid back, have a conversation, get to know you more than anything, and then let you, tell us about what you've been doing and how it's coming along. But before we get into what you've been doing, man, how did you find flat Earth? Is one of the questions we like to always ask our guests when they come on. What was it? Was it a video? Was it a friend, a family member? What was it that got you, the first time you heard it? I'm sure you had the reaction we all did was, well, that's retarded. But
exactly. Actually, my better half, my wife, kind of casually introduced it to me. And I don't even remember the situation. And I asked her about that just the other day. I said, how did you come across it to even bring it up to me? Probably in the Twitter world there. She wasn't really, but we were probably in that 50-50 mode at the time. She's like, oh yeah, and by the way, the Earth might be flat. And I was like, oh my God, that's the stupidest shit I've ever heard. Because, I remember laughing, unfortunately, I feel bad about it now, but I was like laughing that one guy like died in a balloon. Kind of, it's like, that story of the guy going up in the, I was like, oh my gosh, what a freaking retard. Anyway, kind of looking back at it now, holy cow. But, I'm the type of guy that, when I get into something, I overdo it. I dig in deep. And so if it was electronics, science or whatever, and now, I'm a computer programmer here too. So get into all this geeky stuff, flat earth stuff. I was like, okay, whatever, I'll look into it. Why not? Because my wife brought it up. So I started looking into it, and I probably did like everybody else in the world did. You hit the PSYOP sites like the Flat Earth Society, and you see the little pizza flying through space, and it's the only flat thing out there, and everything else is a ball. And you're like, oh, brother, yeah, right, this is not a flat Earth, And then I kind of ran into Flat Earth Dave videos for a while, and then I started binge watching him. God, I must have watched 20,000 hours of Flat Earth Dave.
Yeah, the interviews get addictive, don't they?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been really down that road.
Really how it started out, really, is I have to give the credit to Dave, because I just binge watched his stuff. He had so much content that I could never keep up. And
I know, you still can't.
Yeah. And so you just watch him, and I would watch him every day. I was watching him in between. Then I was doing all my Google or DuckDuckGo searches, for NASA is fake, ISS is fake, NASA comedy, things like that. And it's just, I was just having a great time looking into that. That helped. And then I finally came across the more technical side of flat Earth. Holy cow, this is incredible. And it's not even about the shape of the Earth, quite frankly. It's really about just discovering what's been hidden from us scientifically across all the topics.
Oh yeah. When I heard that the way computers function is, from the 1830s, the concept of how a computer computes, they used to be mechanical. They were, they didn't use the same type of parts, but the whole way the the mind of a computer hasn't changed in almost 200 years now.
Yeah. Same with the engine.
Yeah. There's so much more advanced technology out there that isn't even really hidden anymore. It's out there. It's just nobody can, it can't be mass produced. Everybody who's tried ends up in prison for tax evasion or tax fraud or this or that, or, ends up missing. So yeah, it's a really weird state that we're in right now, technology wise, because there's so many people that know there's more technology out there that's being suppressed.
Yeah.
But we just can't, and we know a lot of the but at least more advanced than we're using right now. I'm sure they have even more advanced than we know about. But yeah, the stuff we know about would revolutionize the world if they would release it.
Absolutely.
And that's what's fucked up. Is I was talking about this weekend, all the crazy technologies out there that weren't there when we were kids, but it was all over the television, right? All over the movies. We've seen this before. We know they put the tech out there in our faces before they release it to us. But then you take a good long look at the TV shows and the movies that they're putting out right fucking now, and the tech that they're using right fucking now that they're showing, that it's going to be coming down the road just a little bit. That's scary.
Yeah.
Dig around in the Vatican basement for a couple of days. Holy crap.
Wouldn't that be nice?
That'd be awesome.
Wow.
So, Joel, were you into any conspiracy theories prior to Flat Earth?
Not really. Not really.
Really?
No,
So you're just going along your normal life, just trying to get by, and somebody just comes along and smacks you in the face. Your better half smacks you with the Flat Earth and just
pretty much
ring your bell.
Yeah, 9/11 was like, oh, really? That was faked? I didn't pay, like I said, earlier on the show, before the show started, I was telling you that I hadn't watched TV or subscribed to TV in 20 years. Right. So even if
having unplugged from this machine that long, man, must have had you already like at a good vibration to just, because that's unusual not to have some prelude of digging a little bit behind the scenes of stuff. So that's awesome.
Absolutely. Yeah. So the Boston bombing, the marathon thing, the 9/11, all of these things, of course, now I'm like, oh, okay, great. And you kind of get to the point where it's like, is anything that's been shown on TV actually been true? Mm-hmm. It's mostly broadcasted for the purpose of controversy. Otherwise, it ain't shown.
Yeah.
Oops, sorry, buddy.
That was going to be my Halloween costume a couple of years back. I was going to get the Black Punisher hat and the khakis, and I was going to go as one of the guys at the Boston bombing.
Oh, God. Mm-hmm. Oh, that'd be great. You'd be getting
backpack.
Yeah. And I've been okay with being against the grain all my life. I've actually been kind of an oddball. I was into computers before basically anybody was in my school. I was into electronics, things like that too, scientific. We live on the country, so we're not city kids. So we're kind of against the grain. I'm actually a pastor's kid too, and I got
right up Walter's alley.
Yeah, I got spanked growing up. You know what I mean? So I've had a
my grandfather was a Baptist preacher, so I grew up in the church, and I know all about that life.
Yeah. Did you get your fingernails dug in you for squirming too much in church?
Usually it was my mom with a little pinch to the ear. Yeah.
Yeah. Digging fingernails in. It's like, God dang, still can't remember.
Or handing me that horrible piece of candy at the bottom of the purse with like 2 pennies and a nail stuck on it and trying to shut me up. Here, suck on that.
Mm-hmm. I was just wired. Naturally wired. I had so much energy. I still do. I can't hold still. And my mom was just so tight. I was constantly being sent to the principal's office. Anyway, I was cut against the grain. So I guess it's good that I'm into the conspiracies now because it kind of matches up with my personality. Yeah. Finally.
So did you get a lot of the anger and depression once you found flat Earth and then all the other conspiracies? I mean, finding flat Earth in and of itself can just, so shift a person's foundations that it takes them a while to recover, if at all. But then to have never been really exposed to anything else and just have it all just snowball down the hill and land square on your head.
Well, what snowballed and avalanched on me was the 2019 through whatever it is now pandemic thing. That's what snowballed me. That's what frosted me. And in fact, I was even in the medical industry during the beginning of that. I was working in software I wrote software for hospitals to use for heart surgery. And then I'm hearing all these nurses are getting laid off because we're in this huge pandemic. And I said, if there's a medical emergency, why would nurses and doctors be losing their jobs by the hundreds? And just various things. And I'd be talking to these nurses and they'd be like, oh, it's so terrible. I'm like, really? And you're in Hawaii or wherever, and yeah, it's terrible. The war down there is just, really terrible. And I said, wow, I've been talking to people all over the country and they're like, yeah, it's pretty slack the whole time. And they're like, oh, well, actually we got a few down there that are in pretty bad shape. And wow, oh, okay, a few. That makes sense. Well, actually, there's one that's down there. He's really, really, we're not sure if he's going to live. And eventually, by the end of the story, there's a 90-year-old man.
Yeah.
Who's in bad shape. And I was just like, at first it was terrible. Anyway, I just lost it. And then, of course, I lost my job because they laid everybody off because hospitals need to do all this voluntary surgery stuff. So I was like, man, that whole medical industry basically up in a backwards way. The whole pandemic was obviously backward.
Well, yeah, they like to tell everybody that all the hospitals are at maximum capacity. But what they forgot to tell people is that 4 out of the 5 floors are shut down.
Mm-hmm. We've laid off all of our doctors. We laid off all of our nurses. We can only cover 10 beds. And we've got 9 beds full. So we're almost at diversion, ladies and gentlemen. We are just to the gills. We can't fit any more than 10 fucking people in the whole hospital.
Yeah. So I basically just gave up on, quote unquote, on society. I just gave up on all of it. It all just snowballed. It all hit me during that time. Heard about the flat Earth, and there goes all of the nebulas and all the cool shit that you used to see in these big, beautiful books. And it just, was it depressing? It was scary almost. It was a little bit, but I was just like, screw it. Those stupid
Yeah, I got mad.
I was more pissed.
Yeah, me too.
Depressed.
And not so much because, I wanted to be the starfighter or, a Jedi or something like that. It was the fact that, because I never really believed that I was going to be one of those things. But the fact that I was lied to about something like this on such a grand scale, and not so much that I was fooled, but just the fact that I was lied to like that we all were lied to like that.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I got mad.
Yeah.
It really is simple to see once you can shift your perspective and realize it. And you're like, oh, okay. East and west. Okay, that makes sense. They're flying around the Earth. I just got to change the way I'm looking at this. Okay.
Yep. Reverse engineering.
Uh-huh.
All that heliocentric is reverse engineering, which I understand completely because I'm a software engineer. So a lot of things are basically reverse engineered,
That's what's so goofy is they reverse engineer it to a point. And they're like, well, shit. Well, that doesn't work now. Now what do we do?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck it. We'll just call it dark matter. Create this, fill in that variable, call it dark matter, and just balance the shit out. Make it work. We'll call it dark matter. It's got a balance.
All right. Oh, yeah. Yeah. And I never even heard of dark matter stuff because I probably was out of indoctrination school by the time they were making up that layer of bull crap. But yeah, it just makes you mad. So, we had this, we have all the Star Trek DVDs. We're total Trekkie fans. We, probably memorized every single episode. You know what I mean? And we had the space book, gigantic book with you flip it open, the pages are black, and they show you the nebulas.
The full color, high glossy ones. I've got the same one. The Cosmos, I think it's called, or some shit.
Yeah. And we just sit there, and I remember my wife and I back in the day would be looking at this going, that's beautiful stuff. And then we start reading the little paragraph at the bottom. We're like, ew, what the fudge? That's
artist
disgusting.
rendition.
No, it's just talking about all the stupid, you came off of a monkey jizz off of a rock kind of garbage, and then billions and trillions and million of years and miles and blah blah, all that stuff. It was just disgusting. It was like reading a cheesy novel. The pictures, the wording, yuck.
Yeah.
So,
from the Cat's Eye Nebula to the Walmart checkout.
So I already had my kind of differences when it came to science. I was not into the evolution. I was not in the Big Bang.
Well, they had me.
The centric model was fine, I guess.
Yeah, they had me for a long time. The whole evolution, Big Bang, all that stuff.
That's terrible.
But I found the creator probably 4 or 5 years before Flat Earth. But Flat Earth really made it a much more intimate relationship. It was just like, hey, you're not, way out there somewhere working on some other planet, making life somewhere else, not paying attention to us. You're right there. Literally. Like all the time, right there.
Hell there. And you're like, oh, crap.
Yeah.
And all the stupid crap I thought I got away with. Yeah. Sitting there going,
what are you thinking?
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Because, I grew up in that stuff. So, even though the church and the way that people can act is pretty hypocritical. Yeah, I forgot his name, but the guy says basically I'd be a Christian if it weren't for the Christians, and I still loved, God, being the creator all my life. Just absolutely adored him, despite the way it was presented to me.
That's
I
awesome.
Kind of had my own little fantasy land, if you will, if you think about it, where I was really just, I was just like loving the red text inside the Bible, if you will, He's a story,
Yeah.
So,
oh yeah.
So
I read it.
Yeah. So I was totally into that, and this scientific model is like, oh no, this is stupid, and whatever. All these theories are stupid. I still love science because God put it together. If we've gotten it wrong, that's fine with me. Whatever. Now I realize it's not. We got it wrong. It's a religion in itself because they hate God. And that's when
the one really world religion.
Yep. It starts to blow up your whole paradigm. It's like, wow.
Yeah, it's really interesting how they did it.
Mm-hmm.
By separating the church from, theology or whatever you want to call it, by creating science in this fact-based system, right? And don't get me wrong, there's a lot of things in science that, do help with, like, this chemical reacts with this chemical. That's a fact of science. But then they decided to start going, well, now this thing is orbiting this because of this and that, and calling it science.
Mm-hmm.
When in reality, it's just theory. It's just philosophy.
If this, then 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 that.
This. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yo. Yeah.
And then as they keep building it, there's a couple more thens that get added in over the years.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all based upon, more and more assumptions.
Tell a flat earther calls her bullshit. It's extreme enough for them to change it, and then they come up with some other stupid monkey ass, axis of evil. kind of a thing, you know?
It's really wild how much they do move the globe post from things that flat earthers have brought up.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, it happens
Stuff is
quick too.
flat.
Within
Why?
like a week, a flat earther will bring something up about where they've made a mistake. And a week later, you got Neil deGrasse Tyson on it. You can't see the curvature of the earth from where Neil Baumgartner jumped.
That's right.
That stuff is flat. It's like, wait a minute.
Flat.
You told me it was like 60,000 feet a couple years ago. Remember? Jets could see, the Concorde could see the curve of the earth. What are you talking about, Neil?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. And they
That's
do it
just
like
hilarious.
quick too. Yeah. It's really interesting to see it from our point of view. Because people that, aren't aware that the flat earth is even a conversation being had, they see Neil say that stuff. Do you think they even question it? Like, well, 10 years ago it was 60,000 feet. Now he's saying at 120,000 feet it's flat. What?
Right.
I don't even think it registers to him.
It used to be a few thousand from the airplane's window, right?
Yeah, you go up on a tall mountain.
Yeah.
Go out to the beach. Just go to the beach. You can see it in the ocean.
Right. And then Wikipedia last year, in 2019, or some shit, Wikipedia redefined the horizon to have a curve. Oh, my internet's unstable, it says.
Oh, good. I wasn't sure if that was you or me. I can never tell.
Okay. Yeah, I have crappy internet, so it's a miracle it does this much.
Well, you sounded good till just then.
Yeah. If you need to, you can stop your video. If you need, that might help with the
bandwidth.
Your bandwidth there.
Yeah. Also, the way it works too is if I hold still, if I don't jump my hands out and around and stuff, it helps the bit rate too.
There you go. Yeah, it's sounding good again now, but we'll let you know if it starts cutting out.
And yeah,
it only did it real quick.
Don't feel like you have to have your camera on. It's not.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, so yeah, I've been actually done this a few times now, so I definitely appreciate the opportunity to be on your show. Definitely trying to get out and get in many of these shows as I can now. Like, Zack said he was terrified the first time he did it, and I, of course, I'm like, yeah, screw it, I'm already what the hell, I'm fine. So I got on and just flipped the camera and just went, and it's like, I don't care what people think anymore. So it is what it is.
It's the way to do it.
Yeah, that's the best attitude to have. So, for all of you that don't know, Joel here started a Flat Earth Wiki page. Now, tell us about how they allow you to start your own wiki page. Are there a lot of these out there?
Yeah. Yeah, so, I heard on probably Jeranism, or maybe it was, I can't remember if it was Witsit, Gets It, but they said, oh, one of their podcasts, they said we need a True Earth Wiki. And that just kind of, I've been watching, binge watching shows. Everybody I subscribe to, I watch their shows. Whether it's during the live, I like to catch the live, but if not, I'll watch it later. And I have no life anymore, but I watch everybody's show. And I basically trying to call it like a sponge because fascinated some of the stuff Globe Tech does, yada yada. I'm into science and I'm into the techie and the geeky of it. So when I learned about this stuff, I was absorbing this like a sponge. And when they said they need a True Earth Wiki, that stuck to me as well, because I pay attention and trying to learn this stuff. So it kind of resonated with me for a while, and I was like, man, I'm a computer guy. I should be able to figure out how to do that because, it just seems like something I'd be able to do. So I started looking into it, and it was rather easy. So I looked for basically wiki hosting sites is kind of the keyword I looked for. And I found a page that says, oh, here's the top 20 or something out there. So I went through that list, and they had a comparison guide. and they said, here's a checkbox in this column that says it's free. And here's another column that has got a checkbox in it that says it's no advertisements, no ads. And I'm like, I need both checks, because if somebody's going to use this wiki during a live stream, we don't need no stinking, advertisements popping up on their screen. And I certainly don't got any money, so I need the free side as well. So I found a wiki hosting company that does this, and they're called WikiTide. And there's others out there as well. And so I just went ahead and picked out one because it kind of had a coolish name out of the others, and it had the criteria I was looking for. So I went to work researching it and found out that I could request my own wiki there. And so I filled in the blanks, got denied, filled in the blanks again, got denied. And finally, I got approved for the True Earth wiki namespace. So I was trying to be careful because a lot of places obviously like to censor and shadow ban people's free speech in this free country. So, but anyway, yeah, requested the True Earth namespace, and I got approved, and I started going to town. Built up a wiki as I could see it being built. I don't know much about how wikis are structured other than seeing the Sheeplepedia out there, Wikipedia. But I just started reading all the help manuals and kind of looking around, and basically started building this thing up because I wanted to get this thing built up enough to be able to present it as a resource without it basically being nothing. So that's where I began, and the reason for it is because obviously I heard the need for it. It was somebody else's idea, like Aaron's idea, and so, that's a good idea. And also I did it because this is a way I could kind of give a gift, if you will, back to the community, because I know these guys do a lot of work. They think they could use a wiki, so but I'm not the authority, so I'm like, what am I doing building articles on this wiki? They know more than me, but I realize they just don't have time for it. So I figured if I build it, they will come. If they come, they can edit it because it's a wiki, and they can add more to it, and they can fix it whatever they want. So I just got to get it, to a state where it's at least usable. So it basically, the idea was to give a gift back to the community, show support, because I can't afford to, give all these tips to everybody and on all these different channels. And so I was like, this is a gift to be able to give them a resource that they can use anytime they want, hopefully for research. They can use it during debates. I've seen debates where there's a baller versus a flat earther, and they're sitting there going back and forth with their stuff, and then all of a sudden the Glober pops open some stinking web page. They scroll through it and they present it on their screen like it's some sort of flippant authority, and then they say back to the flat earther, and then all of a sudden they kind of like go into space. They look at their camera. Next thing you know, they've got their face looking down, and they're like this for 5 minutes. And they're like, oh my God, that's not cool. These guys need to have a resource so they're not scrambling to try to compete with the guy who's got his goddamn website full of garbage.
Mm-hmm.
McToon, for example. That's what really got me started on that. When I started seeing the McToon debates, I was like, we got to get something. We got to get power.
Yeah, and I'm going through it right now. It's coming along nicely, man. But yeah, there's so much, like you said, there's so much information. You need some help. Just, adding in this and that. People could come in here. I'll show people what's going on so far underneath True Earth Wiki. Can I get a little power there, Josh? Wow, I'm like super white on screen now. I got this. Is there Dark mode. There we go.
You're so much closer to the sun being on the moon.
Going to dark mode. There we go. All right. True Earth Wiki. And I got in here, the link that Austin was dropping in the chat took me right here.
Okay.
Main page, discussions.
Okay, so this is like a regular wiki. If you went to wikipedia.com or whatever, it's got the discussion as well. I'm not really sure what that's. This is a standard wiki, standard server running wiki software in the background. So it's got all of the goodies there that a regular wiki would have, including once you've signed in, of course, you'd be able to have an edit link and you could click and edit these things. Right now, you don't see it because you're not signed in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's got all the different wiki tools and all that kind of stuff. Got your frequently asked question, the cosmos, phenomena, Earth, people, agencies, observations, tech, maps, miscellaneous. Yeah, I like all the stuff so far. Wow, got some maps in here. Nice.
Yeah, and try to find some really super high res ones too. So those are really super high res images in there. If you click it again, it'll load at full screen.
Oh yeah.
You'd be able to cover and zoom in.
What is that?
Yeah. It may not be the best map that but it's one that I could find and I uploaded it there. Yeah, there you go.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah. So, of course, that's just one thing, maps.
1892. Nice. Oh yeah, that's a good one. Look at that. You can read all the little writings.
The only thing that sucks about it right there is that ruler in the middle of the...
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, they all came with that for...
Well, that was the azimuth, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And that would just extend it all the way out.
Yeah, your latitudes.
Yeah.
And one of my favorite parts was down here in the bottom left-hand corner where it showed the sun. How the light covered during the June solstice, and then you go to the other side, and it had...
Yep.
Yeah.
So whenever you have a glober, I've been attacked by globers saying, the Gleason map, haha, I gotcha. You think that's a flat map, but actually, that's a globe projection map. And I wrote back to the control, and I said, actually, on the back side of this map, it was written, this is either globe or a flat, you decide, and had reference to his book, which is a Flat Earth book. And because they told me I didn't know how to research all that back to them, they said, where did I find that? And I said, but realistically, those two things you just showed at the bottom, how do you explain that on a globe? Those projections. So you tell me this is a globe map. Why does it got a flat Earth map? Sun.
It says it right here. Scientifically and practically correct as it is.
Yep. So it's a projection of sorts. It's a time projection as well. But those, but the sun.
Hey, go back up to the very top real quick again, Zach.
Yeah.
Right by the red. Okay. Now go to the bottom again. More and what?
Yeah, I was wondering that same. Is that the time dial? Yeah.
Yeah, this is a time device. Is part of what this is about as far as
the degrees of longitude reduces to sun time in minutes. I guess that's what it does, is it breaks down the latitude and longitude into the minutes. And that's what all those little hashtags are, all the little hash marks on that disk.
That's also why it originally had that little thing, which actually was the length of the whole thing. It's just broken off.
I thought it
There's a
was
word for it,
just very
but I can't
interesting.
remember.
The very top where it says "as it is," just the way they needed to make the
Scientifically and practically correct.
Now you see right there at the very top. Is that an E? What is that? Where it's got the little things coming out at the very top of the triangle? Yeah, right there.
Mm-hmm.
The fuck is all that
What
about?
is that? I
Oh,
don't
look,
know.
there's a sun over here. Look to the left. Follow that dotted line over. And then
S
follow the other one over.
What's that?
N.
South, north, and then that's east. There at the top, and then that's east right up there. Yeah.
Where's W?
But I
don't
watched
see it.
a video on how they use this as a time map, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I didn't understand it all, but there's some explanation there. But I never saw how. They didn't cover all this.
Benny Boy says there's a modern, updated version of the Gleasons. He's gonna send it.
Oh, okay, cool, yeah. So yeah, there's some of these maps.
One of my favorites.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's not a very high res. Oh, there it is. Okay.
Wow, that might be one of the best ones I've seen of this one.
Yeah.
Is this the one that was in a
Yeah.
bunch of pieces that they put together?
Yeah.
It's like huge.
I think so. Yeah, I might have gotten this from Flat Earth
It is.
Banjo. I'm not sure where this came from.
Wow, I wish I could go in a
Yeah,
little
I had
bit
found
more.
this
Look
on
at
that
all
map
that.
site a long time ago, and
Yeah.
like went nuts with all the animals and creatures, and yeah.
Look at
it's
that. Like
madness.
a Spinosaurus.
I love all those creatures, and then the human type
Yeah.
of things.
That's
So, yeah.
probably a pernicious knit. Probably what that.
Schnage Wangler.
Yeah. Jackalopes and all kinds of stuff. They were real.
Yeah, this is awesome, man. I like how high the res
Oh, I
is.
see
Yeah.
something I like a lot. Well, I see two things I like a lot. I love that Mercator North Pole because everybody's always like, well, there's no real map makers that have flat Earth maps. I beg to differ.
But got to
You
zoom
look at a
in again.
Mercator map every fucking time you watch the news, go in a classroom, but he's an idiot that drew this as well, I guess. Like, well, okay.
Mhm.
Weren't there
Yeah,
a pair of
that's
them?
some
Wasn't there two
interesting-
Mercators that made maps?
There's a 5 or 7 of them. I've had this discussion as well. I believe with you, Mr. Corey.
Yeah, I can zoom into.
There's also that lovely one. Well, after we play with this one a minute.
The one at the bottom.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So is this Grohl? What is that?
Yeah, Dave Grohl.
Groenland.
That's where his people are from.
GR. Oh, is that an I? N?
Me?
Greenland? Groenland? Greenland? Wow. Oceanus Septon? Yeah, I've never really looked at. I've never seen this one so well. What is this?
Britland.
See how this island here is kind of like that one there? Polis Magneti?
Never noticed that.
Oh, yeah.
Another magnetic pole over here, possibly? Wow.
Right.
That's
Yeah, I could get lost in these maps
And there's
forever.
like a valve system there in the middle of the whole thing. Hey there, sweetie. Sorry,
Is this the
okay,
map?
yeah.
You were talking about?
Yeah, that's, yeah. Good old Nos Confundens map.
I thought that was higher res than that. What? I thought this thing was ginormous. That's weird.
It might be taking a minute to load in if it is that big.
Just let me zoom in that amount right there.
Oh, that's it?
Unknown zones.
Maybe when
Yeah, I think I do have one that's
Yeah, I had to.
maybe zoomable handy. If I could find it, I'll send it to you, though. It's me and trying to find them out here and there. It's always got too many maps. And I have some decent versions. I'll definitely send your way if you need them.
Yeah, this was a great idea, man. This is definitely needed. Now, yeah, like you were saying.
Oh, I love that one too. That one right there, right above the blue. Yeah, that thing. I love that one.
Yeah, I don't
I've
actually
loved
have that
maps
map.
forever. I've been into maps way before Flat Earth. My mom got me into maps early. We had a 48 state U.S. map hanging in my bedroom for the longest time that my grandfather had left to me. And it was like, you know, I can remember the day I came home asking her, okay, so how do people stick to the bottom of a ball? You know, she's like, well, that's what they say. It's the gravity. I'm like, oh, okay, that makes absolutely no fucking sense, Mom. Sorry.
Curve calc, the Sagitta calc, nice. Platform observation.
Yeah, and obviously I didn't have much to say here yet, but I got something here at least.
Yeah, yeah.
So all these ones at the bottom, I basically moved them into under construction tables because I just haven't had time to finish all of those. So those are all garbage, basically.
Yeah, it takes time to do all this stuff, man. But you've given people a place to come in, you know, a place where everybody can put all their stuff in one giant pile.
If you want to see some good stuff, like for example, go to agencies. I've got one for NASA. That one's pretty decent.
The Jesuits. Oh yeah.
God, how many maps we had in this file, Walter, on our Google Drive? We got a ton of them.
Right, the one we got. Yeah.
But not the one big one. Nope. Yeah, we do. I don't know how big it is. Urbano Monte, isn't that the one?
You found them before me? Yeah, there you go. I'm going to let you dig again. I'm going to quit because I was already about 8 folders deep getting distracted.
It's only one meg.
Because I want to look at this site.
I don't know how big.
Oh, well, then I have another one somewhere, Bill. I've got huge ones everywhere. I just got to find which folder they are.
Oh,
and then
nice.
There's the Aether drive that has tons of maps, too.
Yeah, I can't get super in with this one. At least not on the Google preview.
Yeah, I liked how you did this with Jack Parsons and then tied him in with Aleister Crowley and L. Ron Hubbard. And yeah, because there's so many people that don't know that, have never heard of that.
There's your Illuminati pedophile, Walt Disney, right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fucking awesome. That's better than, that's better than the alleyway picture.
Yeah. And it's just creepy just to see them dressed like that, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Occult Beginnings of NASA, Jack Parsons, Aleister Crowley, Rob L. Hubbard,
Werner von Braun, and Walt Disney. Wow, Aleister Crowley and Walt Disney in the same picture.
Isn't that something?
Never had I ever.
Yeah.
It's epic. I love this. Love this.
There's some just disgusting stuff. You get into the Nazi connection there, of course, that's with Werner von Braun.
Mm-hmm. The Rob Simmons.
Yeah,
it has to be.
It has to be.
Mm-hmm. NASA's military complex right there is the Future Wars circa 2025. If you guys haven't read that presentation slideshow, basically it's a PDF, but it's meant to be like a presentation put up on a slideshow. That is some creepy stuff. You want to know why NASA spends all that money? It's not for CGI. It's basically they're planning to eliminate humanity. So it says the presentation describes humans have taken over a vastly shortened evolution of the planet. and other various weapon types that are legal and cheap. They presented this to the USAF, DARPA, the DIA, the CIA. It discusses smart dust, nanotags, co-opted insects, which would be insects that they could release that would get you explosive dust, smart dust, distributed as aerosols and inhaled in the lungs. La la la, wholly new class of weaponry, which is legal.
Yeah.
So it's legal to kill people, right? Of course.
I was watching some stuff on vacuum bombs. It was just absolutely insane.
Yeah. So there's your NASA military complex. So there's why they spend $70 million a day and all we get is CGI cartoons. What are they doing? They're planning legal and cheap. You got to give them credit because they are thinking of how to do it cheap. They want to spend our money that we pay them through taxes, but they want to do it efficiently. They don't want to spend too much of our money used on killing us. They figured out cheaper ways to do that. And then of course I have Kyle Adams' presentation of MK Ultra down there with that number 4 there. There's a link to his video. That's some gravy. Here's the presidential misdirections of our installed tyrants that they put into place in the name of democracy. So those are all the different presidents and what they did. So there's the goal of landing a man on the moon. Now we're down to Gerald Ford says Mars, and then Jimmy Carter back to, take humans to Earth, low Earth orbit. And then finally Bush, we got to go to Mars. Bill Clinton, we got to go to Mars. The other Bush, we got to go to the moon, and finally to Mars.
Yeah, I remember him saying that we'll have a base on the moon by 2012.
Yeah, and Barack. See, I got Barry. Barry instructed us to get astronauts to near Earth asteroid and in the vicinity of Mars. Trump, he wants astronauts to the moon. Ha ha ha. And Biden is committed to the goal of climbing stairs and to NASA's multilateral mission to the return to the moon and send astronauts to Mars. So here's their technology. I'd go to the moon in a millisecond, but we don't have that technology anymore. We destroyed it, so I got a video.
Rob,
painful.
Nice.
Painful.
And here's the NASA swim team.
Got some of the good stuff in here, man. This is awesome.
Yeah.
The bubbles in space.
Here's some fun gallery of things. So there's Buzz giving the 666 symbol. There's the
Michelle Thaler.
They live what NASA fanboys really love.
I love balls. That's great.
Oh my God.
Awesome.
I had fun with the NASA page out of all of them. This is one of the funner pages. Here's the
and there's some meme makers out there that really need to jump in here and drop some stuff, because I could see how you'd have a lot of fun doing this.
Yeah, I have a memes page on this wiki as well. They could be dropped in there. So there's the reverse ordinal gematria NASA equals 666 aeronautics. So I got a link to that website where you can put that in. Here's a list of your 666s.
Wow, I had no idea there was this many.
Yeah, and I trimmed that list down a little bit too. But it's just, Peggy Wilson spent 666 days in space.
Yeah.
And how many?
Wow, distance to the moon 6 times 60 times 666. Wow, diameter of the moon 6 times 60 times 6 times 6 times 60. Dang. Where'd you find all these? I've never heard of most of these.
Yeah, I found these. In fact, the guy at Flattoberfest was he presented all of these as well.
Wow.
But yeah, I've been researching, man. I tell you what, when you start really looking into stuff, oh my, it's insane how deep Disgusting. Yeah, this stuff is disgusting.
They probably get bonuses for fitting 666 in there
Yeah.
to their math and all their stuff that they do.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Now I wonder if you could pick out other numbers and come up with this kind of same stuff, like 444 or 55.
Yeah.
I mean, there are a lot of them that are
33,
easy to find.
33s.
But yeah, I'm just wondering if we're seeing something that we want to see, or if, like I was saying, like 444 could be out there just as much. I doubt it, but it'd be interesting to see how many times something else would pop up like that.
That's the way I feel about it. I'm not personally into the numerology stuff. I think it's kind of
Well, it's such a broad way to look at it. Unless you're in the know and actually know exactly what they're saying, then you really, it's like math. I can write an equation that will tell you anything.
Yep.
I can tell you a blade of grass is holding up this elephant, but it doesn't make it true. And if I don't know that's what, if I just look at the equation without knowing what it's supposed to be representing, I really don't know that that's what it's saying. And you can use numbers in so many different ways. So if you're not I'm sure they use it with all their planning and everything, it's just, that's occultic rituals almost. It's more of a ritual than it is anything else, I think, to, insert these numbers in these certain ways into things, into his story, right? History. I mean, if you look at history over the last 30 years, how much of it do we know here on this panel that it's all made up nonsense bullshit? But it's being taught, and in 100 years, it's still going to be being taught as history if things don't change.
Right. And they don't really literally go out and say 666 this and that in their doctrination. But the fact that that is inherent to the subject matter of which they're teaching our kids is disgusting.
Yeah. No, they tell you 24.3 degrees, right?
It's basically like putting your kindergartner on Biden's lap, and it's just an innocent petting, right? But that there's something more disgusting underneath that's going on, right? So,
did you see his last comment? The girl was like under 10 years old. And he's like, how old are you now? What, about 17?
Oh, jeez.
And it's like, that's a little inappropriate. Kind of, with your reputation. What are you saying, Joe? Give her a year? And is that what you're saying, Joe? Like she's just about to right where you like them? Yeah.
So under FAQ, I got some articles. Under Cosmos, I have some under most of them. But so there's some FAQs. I kind of reversed the list, engineered the list of FAQs.
Why the lie? I like that.
Yeah. So most of those have pretty good gravy in them, because I have them up the top like that. They're what I consider done enough to present.
Oh yeah.
So why the lie? Hide scientific, hiding God, things like that. World order. Of course, we all know this stuff, but you got to kind of think of it as a
well, yeah, just giving people ideas. This is for people to come in that are just seeing it instead of going to the Flat Earth Society. I would much rather send them, having them find a place like this.
Yeah.
Where they get actual, ideas and things that lots of people think, Hiding scientific knowledge. I love it. Hide pre-energy. Yeah. Hide that you're nice.
I had fun with is this a religious thing under the FAQs? Because people want to know, is like, why do flat earthers exist? So I got is this a religious thing? So basically, talks about how basically how we were indoctrinated since kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
All of these things. And then eventually, well, flat Earth is an observation. It's simple as that. So it starts talking about the timeline a little bit, and then basically it says, okay, the religious part. So once you find out that you've been lied to, you might ask yourself, why the lie? Some people equate flat Earth to a religion simply because many of them have found that the flat Earth is actually the center of everything. It's not moving, and is basically what the Bible has said all along. And so if we're at the center of everything, then perhaps the Earth was created. If it were created, then perhaps it was created by a creator. And this has started the journey of many atheists into discovering what the creator is, and even led them into reading the Bible. So people who already believed in God find that flat Earth is a huge wake-up call. They rediscovered their journey with the creator, and they even found that their church may have been letting them astray. So is this a religious thing? No, but it sure has led. And that's why they think. And so here's the Bible verses. That's under miscellaneous. These all have to do with.
Oh, I just got chills reading that. Romans 3:4. Let God be true and every human being a liar.
That you may be proved right. He can prevail.
You shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. Ooh, I got major chills right there. I love that.
Yeah,
dude, that's the biggest part to me. When I hear a pastor say, "What does it matter?" It's like, what was one of Jesus's main things that he said? The truth shall set you free. That's the one way to become free, is to know the truth. So does the truth really matter? Do I still got to get up and go to work and blah, blah, blah? Yeah, you still do, but this is the truth.
Mm-hmm.
And to a religious person, the truth should matter a whole lot, in my opinion.
Yes.
I mean, if that's your way to freedom, salvation is the truth, I mean, how many people will say that? Jesus is the truth. I've heard all kinds of Christians say that.
Mm-hmm.
He's the truth. He is the way. Well, if the truth is important and the truth matters, then this is one of those big truths.
Yeah.
I mean, this is your cosmology of where you live.
And if you're religious and God matters to you, then maybe you should actually literally take what he has said finally through hand to actually write down and actually take it literally, because many Christians don't. And I know that from, like I said, growing up this. My dad never. I asked him about certain things, about space and all these things. He would just go through all the rhetoric that comes from our heliosexual. He would say, oh yeah, it's because of gravity and the vacuum and blah, blah, blah. And he'd explain all this heliocentric stuff. And I'm like, if you ask him a space question. But here it is. If you're religious or a pastor, you're not actually reading the Bible. That's shocking. So everybody here's probably already heard, but on December 2nd, there's a huge epic debate going to happen between a heliocentric pastor and a flat Earth pastor.
Yeah, Dean Knodel. I forget the other gentleman's name.
Yeah, but that guy really bothers me, and I'm trying to not be quote unquote prejudiced because he's definitely a pastor, but it really disgusts me. Other than that, I mean, I'm fine with him believing that they're real. That doesn't really bother me because we are all taught. Believe that? That's because you were taught that. Good for you. Congratulations, right? But what really bothered me about him was that he said, I'm going to give $20,000. Then he backs up, goes, whoa, $30,000 of the church's money. I'm going to set up an offering to pay $30,000 to anyone who can prove me wrong with the Bible. Like, wait a minute. That's not what the church's money's for. It's for the hungry. He missed the Bible again.
Yeah, he doesn't. Yeah, they I mean, preachers have been. I don't want to call this gentleman a swindler,
Mm-hmm.
but some of your people that I wouldn't trust, at all.
He's definitely
Are
a show
some of these
pastor.
people. Yeah,
He acts like a show pastor, like a wrestler.
he wants the attention and the glory for himself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I don't have much under Earth, but I do have some pretty good stuff under Cosmos, under the Moon. I've written quite a few articles for the Moon, specifically. All of those are complete. What is the
Nice.
Moon? The phases of the Moon, the effects of the Moon. So I got the picture of people building the Moon in NASA
Nice.
moon sets there. Got some Zetetic cosmogony quotes there. I just kind of hunt and pecked and found a lot of the stuff, and some of this is copy paste. I mean, I'll admit that right off the bat. I mean, Biden got away with it, so okay.
No, man, this is awesome. You can tell you've put a lot of work into this.
Yeah, and like I said, this is the stuff that I'm doing because I appreciate the community. They woke me up. Spend a lot of time watching their videos, and I can't afford to pay people back for their time. And I see how much effort they put into it, so I definitely realize that they're shadow banned. Demonetized. And
Yeah.
so they're not able to make a lot of money doing this. And some of these guys are even shadow banned in the respect they can't even get a job. So
I know Kyle Adams, I can't even thumb up one of his videos. I hit the thumb up or the thumbs up on it, and even on I had to take a picture of it and I sent it to him. It shows that I clicked it, and he didn't have any likes yet on it. He had just put the video up, but it still read a 0 where the thumbs up were.
good grief.
And then I went and clicked on a bunch of other people's, just trying it out, hit the thumb, boom, right away it registers as I thumbed up. I hit it again, it would register and take it away. I go to his, I could hit it, turn it off, hit it again, turn it off. It didn't matter. It always read 0.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I know his page is and I've been unsubscribed from him. He's only got like 200 and something subscribers right now. He had to redo his channel, restart it.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been unsubscribed from him twice already in less than a month.
Yeah, I've been getting people to go subscribe to him on some of the other channels that I go to. I'm a moderator on a lot of channels now because of this wiki. Actually, people finally got, they're like, hey, I can trust this guy because he's actually contributing to the, so they'll mod me. So then I can paste in links, and I've been popping in links to Kyle Adams's channel and various people because of that. Trying to get him some more. Trying to get him some more subs, basically, because he lost his channel. So
yeah,
I'm sure there's more, but I put him in as I hear about him. You know what I mean? And
absolutely.
If I started on this 2 years ago, man, I'd have so much more.
Well, this is, this will be a work in progress always. It's like the Wikipedia is itself.
So
it wasn't full when it started, and it changes every day.
Yeah, I was just like sitting here squirming in my chair, Zach, when you were talking about that map you're making on
all the different websites.
Yeah, because look at this gravy right here.
Yeah.
It's like, you want some flat Earth websites? Look at this.
And then I found out that I can't use websites. That's why I had to not.
I see.
But yeah,
I couldn't paste him. Yeah, because I couldn't paste him into the chat. But otherwise, there you go. There's some websites.
Heck yeah!
I found most of these through Yandex, because Google and DuckDuckGo is on the dark side now too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've recently switched my default browser on my phone to Yandex.
Yeah. I figured, man, I gotta get this stuff while I can. This stuff is literally vanishing before our eyes. I
Yeah.
mean, currently, as in right now, there are things that are just going down, being just deleted, being unsuggested by search results as we see all the time. And the longer we wait, the less we're going to be able to find. And that's why I've been trying like a madman to get this thing put together.
We need to get you in touch with Andrew B.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He loves
he's
doing
aware of
stuff
this
like this.
Yeah, I built it because of Andrew B. actually on this.
Yeah, because I know he wants to start the homeschooling stuff, and I bet he could help you out with this page a lot.
I bet there's tons. Yeah, exactly. So I've been.
I know he's a busy guy, but yeah. Oh, nice music, even nice.
Right.
So I know this has been.
Well, I'm excited.
Sorry, go ahead, Walter.
Oh, sorry.
No, you go.
Well, I'm so excited that the reason I've been quiet is I was signing up, getting on, verifying, doing all the stuff so I could start throwing some maps up there. I already put the best version of Gleason's I had, which was 4653 by 6506.
Oh, sweet.
So
You
it's
put that up
theirs.
there, huh?
I did. Yes, sir.
Wow.
I'm
Thank
excited.
you.
And I do have that version that Benny Boy sent, the updated Gleason's. I just downloaded it. I'll upload it and drop it in the chat here as well.
I'm on the airship.
Yeah, that's a great one.
I love Crow.
I don't see it in there. But
I don't know the process of how it goes through. I just went to where it showed me to upload the file there somewhere.
Boom, 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 boom.
Okay,
Boom. Yeah, I know nothing about Wiki. This is like the most I've ever spent on any wiki, to be honest.
Well, I'm honored, honestly, just for that alone.
Yeah, I never go to Wiki for like research.
I will go to
This is awesome.
my file list later, and I'll make sure that that's linked up correctly. It might have just uploaded a file and just let it sit there.
That's probably what's going on. Is I just didn't do it the right way yet. I'm gonna just send you where it's got it for me. Here, hang on.
Yeah, I'll see it here. In fact, there it is. Walt, flat Earth head, perfect, right there. Oh yeah, that's a. I read. Okay, I'm gonna click that. I'm going to take that link, and I'm gonna go back to the maps page, and I'm gonna put that in there now. Edit.
It was probably during that process of me verifying and clicking back and forth for the email where I got away from the map area. I guarantee you.
Yeah.
On the airship.
Oh, yeah, there it is. Okay, so now I'll hit changed map. Okay, and save changes. Bam. Now if you go onto the maps page, it might, there you go, there's Walt's new map.
Oh, vibrant.
Yeah, much better. Thank you. And it's huge.
Wow.
I don't remember where I got that. I bet if I go back to that file, it's probably somewhere on there. Let me go see. Hang on.
It looks like it's the same one, just a little bit different. See, it's still got the same right through here. This was on the one he had, but this one is much more vibrant. Like the colors are much more bing, and it doesn't have the thing in the center here either.
Yeah,
Right.
color
The
is
out.
perfect.
Dilly is
Yeah.
gone.
I like that. Yes, thank you.
Awesome.
So yeah, I just did that in a second. So
And
yeah, it was,
this was just the first map I came up with. Benny, I wasn't trying to step on your toes. I completely was
No.
buried in trying to get signed in and everything else. So
I uploaded
please add
Benny's.
yours.
Jesus.
Yeah,
it's
thank you.
High def too. Damn, you can zoom like beyond the resolution of the words.
Right.
That's nuts.
yeah.
Great Desert of Gobi or Shamo.
So no, just to answer your question though, it's pretty important. No, you're not stepping on my toes ever. That's what this is for. This is a wiki. It's meant for the community. You could literally, and it's for you guys. It's for Zack. It's for Jaron. It's for all of these content creators out there who put together the gravy and spend their life showing us videos for on YouTube, right? And they're teaching us stuff because they're doing it out of the kindness of heart. This is me trying to put together a resource for them, but I can't do everything. And since it's a wiki, these are powered by the community. So if we had 100 people all putting gravy into this thing would quickly become super powerful. That's the point of it.
Yeah.
So I
Give
totally
it time, man. Just
appreciate it.
don't give up on this. We're gonna be sharing this out. It's gonna happen. Yeah, this is important.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yep. So if Jaron wanted to use it, for example, I'll just pick Jaron, right? For a video, he could look into it and say, "Oh, okay, I could research something, and hey, here's some gravy. Oh, wow, I didn't know that. Great, great, boom." Now he's got together his notes, and he could present it on his screen too if he wanted, and pictures, whatever, just like he would normally do. And then let's just say while he's researching for his 2-hour-long video he's going to do, he might find some other stuff. Well, he can click on edit and put that other gravy in there and save it in there. Now it's got more content, more gravy. Now, let's just say Kyle Adams, he wants to do something. Now he clicks on the link, and now it's got Jaron's info in there. It's got Witzett's info. It's got Base Audit's info in there. Next thing you know, there's all of this powerful content. And so they're literally helping each other. And we can also help them. So that it's a community effort, really what this could be. And so I'm inviting people to come in and edit if they can. If they're intimidated to, contact me. If you've got some gravy, some content, some articles, some links, send it to me. I'll put the page together. Fine with me. So you don't have to do it if you can't. If you can, please do. If you need help, reach out to me. So on this wiki, there's information on how to do that. I've got a community support. It's got my contact information in there, so you could reach out to me. As the community grows with more editors on the wiki, and they're willing to help other people out, I'll increase that list to say you can reach out to Kyle, or you can reach out to Zack, or you can reach out to me, for help, whatever. So that's the idea. That's under the page, and people who are contributing to this thing and actually putting together articles or something, I'm gonna get their information and I'm gonna put them in the donations page. I have a link on the main page to donations, and that way people who appreciate this work, who are visitors or guests of this, they can say, wow, this is awesome. And they can click in there and say, hey, look, here's somebody named Zack, I could have your Cash App link, just kind of as an incentive to contribute. Now you can have another way of getting recognition for the work you do.
This is so awesome, man. I mean, this is just mind blowing across the board.
I'm seeing some stuff I've never seen before on this thing now. Now that it's this big and blown up. Notice that off the coast of Africa, there's nothing, right? Doesn't say anything down here. Like nobody's gone down here and claimed anything. Up here, you start getting them at Enderby land, Kemp land. Then there's a big swath where there's nothing again. Then termination land. What is that? And then, South Australia here. You got Knoxland, Budland, Sabrina land, Northland, Clareland, Adelic land. Check this out. What is... Okay, you got this stuff here. Disappointment Bay.
Yeah.
It's a weird name. But this is what got me. Appearance of land.
Me too. That got me too. You know why? Because look where that's adjacent to. Which major continent is that adjacent to? That's adjacent to the ocean. There's
Yeah.
nobody there. And so there's an appearance of land.
Appearance of land.
So there's some places.
Remember when John Brahma talked about those gates opening at certain times of the year?
Yep.
Summer's Gate.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Maybe you could see land from out here at certain times. That's out here, maybe.
When it appears, that's where it's going to appear.
And I'm still trying to get
Go
on
below
Antarctica.
South America real quick, Zach. To the right, a little hair there, you see the Falkland Islands, right?
Shetland.
Yeah, Falkland Islands.
Yeah.
Falkland Islands, and then right below that is the lead in to where they take everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that must have some interesting stuff over there.
Well, I mean, in the 80s, everybody's like, well, why do they care? Why does the Queen got to have the Falkland Islands back so bad?
And see, right there's Patagonia. That's where they had giants. That triggers people to hear that there was giants in Patagonia. And that is basically in the Antarctic Circle, a region below the 60th. So it's kind of, it's not below the 60th.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting, though, that there, I think there's some remnants that the powers that be have buried and hidden from us over there on Graham Land or whatever it is, the little ancient sun pillars, bones, skeletons, just various things, because that was land. Volcanoes there, grass there, going on.
Oh yeah.
And I think that almost more importantly, hell's going poles there.
Yeah.
That's the section that won't let you circle around. Measure, and it also is vanished now, and it's just what it used to say unknown land, and then before that, of course, you've seen the land with the four rivers and the mountain in the middle, possibly below Garden of Eden. I'm starting to think that the Garden of Eden was actually in the firmament up, so maybe whatever, up there with the angels.
I think you're right. If it was, the Garden of Eden, this was not here. That they were cast out of the Garden of Eden to here.
Downward, yes.
Yes.
I think they were dropped down to this layer, and this is where they live. And of course,
in the story of Adam and Eve, it almost describes it as into a cave.
Yeah.
Like they were dropped down into a cave.
Yeah, the book of Adam and Eve describes that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
when the sun came, they were terrified. They thought it was a beast coming to get them.
And then there was nighttime.
Terrified
them because
they'd never seen darkness.
Never seen darkness, but the light scared them, but also the dark scared them because they never saw it. It was always, quote unquote, pleasantly, equally light or something all the time. And it just makes me think of pure energy. They were in a state of energy. They weren't even flesh puppets yet.
Mm-hmm. So that makes sense that right here on Thule, this is the closest land they show us to the North Pole. So them having a military base here doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're winning though.
So out of this whole thing, we've got out of this whole thing here, one of the most important things I think is under people, content creators.
Oh, nice.
This I think is the most important gravy of it all. So basically, as we were talking about earlier, people are getting shadow banned. Kyle lost his channel. Let's just say you guys lost your channel. How would we ever find you again? Word of mouth. Eventually, we might find you, your 1,000 subscribers or whatever you have. might slowly come back. But imagine if everybody knew out there just knew to come back to this page and find your updated link.
Mm-hmm.
So scroll down to I for Iron Realm. And
I appreciate being on there, my friend. Already I saw Flat Earth Head. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Flat Earth Head. Look at that. There's
Yeah.
Walter.
Bam. So, yeah, I found you, all by my little self, if you will.
That's awesome, man.
And all of these guys I basically have found. And there's been
this is
some
a lot
that
of
I've had
names I
suggested.
recognize, and some I'll have to go dig. This is awesome, man. Awesome. Damn.
So here's the deal. So not only can you go up here and edit it and put in your new address in case you had one banned, but scroll down to like Witsit Gets It, for example. He's got a bunch of gravy on Witsit. So here's the idea: merch, support.
Oh, yeah.
Right there. So there's all of his support links.
Other platforms. Nice.
That's kind of the model, if you will, of this. Is to have all of this information. We got his name, we got his saying, we got all the links to all of his video sources, his merch, his support, other ways to get a hold of him, maybe contact information. Let's say he loses his YouTube channel, we could edit that and change that to Witsit Gets It too, and then people could say, where is he? They could come here and say, oh, there it is. It's not Witsit Gets It too, or something. And then they would know how to get back in touch with that channel that they love. So
I love it, man.
This thing right here, as you can see, there's a lot of people in here. I think there's 125 or 126 different channels in here so far. I could easily see this doubling, tripling in size because I think there's that many out there, if not more.
Oh, yeah.
And so not only does it, give people a way to find them in case they get lost, but it also gives them a way to find them if they've never heard of them. So you go in here and say, oh, look at that. Here's
I've never seen this person before. Yeah, let's go check this out.
Yeah.
Awesome,
man. Context, Josh Corey. And see, a lot of these guys I don't have a lot of information on, so that's it. You just get their YouTube link. Because mostly I'm a YouTube
something
guy.
Though. Yeah, me too.
And so I did join into Twitter. So I'm just been trying to get Twitter folks in here. I'm also on Rockfin. So, I try to make sure I can get their Rockfin links in here. But some of these guys do a good job on their YouTube channel, and they put all of their other resources. Whatever they put public, I scrape and I put into here. That's been the main source of all of these listings.
This is awesome, man. Thank you.
Yeah. So at the very bottom of this page, it tells you, in case you know of somebody that I don't have listed here, please add them. As in, you can do this yourself, or contact someone in community support, which is a way to get a hold of me or other people, perhaps.
Well, this is awesome, man. Yeah, I'll talk to Jaron and all that. If you feel comfortable, we'll get you on Glowbusters one of these Sundays coming up.
Right, that'd be awesome to see. How much space? At one point we had planned on having just tons of PDFs on a place to get to them, and then because of that, I had been gathering up just ridiculous amounts of PDFs, and then a friend of ours, Aether, had donated a ton more of hidden books, secret knowledge. I mean, a ton.
Like terabytes of information.
Yeah, literally. So, we don't want to swamp you. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to tear down the place in one day, just dropping everything at once. But, there is some really incredible stuff to be had once this is sifted through a bit more. I'm kind of digging through that now, seeing it still needs some work. But just again, I'll get with you. I mean, I don't, I know there's got to be some limit to storage space at some point. So
Yeah, and in fact, that's been a good question that you've asked, and I don't really know the answer to that. I have to actually reach out to Wikitide support, which they're on Discord, and they help me in case I'm having trouble with the wiki. So I got to ask them that, because quite frankly, they're running a bank of servers and they've got a bunch of wikis out there. Are they expecting me to load terabytes of stuff on this thing?
Right, because it could easily happen. Because I know we're not the only ones collecting goodies. So
yeah, and just from Telegram space audits, I've downloaded hundreds of megabytes worth of PDFs of papers and books. And so under miscellaneous,
right.
under the miscellaneous, there's a books and the miscellaneous papers. And between those two, I've been uploading a bunch of stuff from space audits.
Yeah, that guy is a researching machine.
I just dropped you a link also, Joel, in this chat here for a Google Drive folder that's got a bunch of books that we had on the Google Drive. And then the other one was a folder with a bunch of maps that we had on our Google Drive. So if you check the chat here in the Zoom call, there'll be a couple of Google Drive links for maps and books if you're interested.
Oh, thank you. Yes, I love it. Yep. And for sure, I'm interested in it. I've been storing all this stuff on my computer. I've been building stuff. I've been trying to upload stuff. I kind of get to the point where I stop uploading more books because I'm like, I need to get some more actual content pages filled out first. And so I kind of go back and forth between what mode I'm really on. But if you will, I'm on the ball in the respect of trying to do as much as I can, as well as work, plus have a family. But so I'm definitely interested in it all. Just a matter of how fast my internet is, how much time I have.
Yeah.
Righto. Well, I mean, just in this folder, I'm seeing the Voynich manuscript. I'm seeing World Beyond Poles. I mean, these are sizable pieces here already. So we'll have to figure this out with you for sure. I don't want to overload you, but dude, this is so exciting, and I can't wait to see. It can't not get big. It can't not. I hope it becomes a problem with censorship, and they start giving you crap. I mean, I hope it blows up that big. I really do. I want it to become that much of a thorn in their side, man.
There's a couple of them out there now. I see. I see a Flat Earth Wiki on fandom.com. There's Flat Earth Society has their own wiki.
Yes, that one's garbage if you look at it, by the way.
Yeah. And then there's this one, Wiki 24-7 flatearth.org. It looks like it's another Flat Earth community wiki. I think we might have had someone on 5 or 6 years ago, maybe, that like right when it was maybe even .wiki domain first came out, and they were making it real simple to set up wiki pages. I think somebody had tried to set up a Flat Earth wiki then, and we had them on. But I think they really do just end up falling by the wayside due to lack of participation. That's why I hope everybody gets in here and signs up and logs in and edits and adds and blows this thing up and let this thing grow.
Mm-hmm. And if not, I've been pretty committed to continuing as I can. Because yes, I agree. If it lacks interest, if it lacks participation, it could just fall by the wayside easily. So that's another reason why I'm here. I've also been going around to shows like this one and just started getting on there and promoting it. When I went to Flattoberfest, I printed out QR codes and stuck them on the table and handed them out to people. So when they scan it with their phone, it would take them to the wiki page. So I've been basically trying to promote this for free, to make sure it doesn't fall by the wayside. And I think that's even back in the day where there was musicians like, Led Zeppelin or something. One of the reasons why they made it so big was because they relentlessly did concerts. They were relentlessly on the road.
Promotion,
exactly. So I've been basically filling the role of trying to also get this relentlessly promoted as well, so that it.
It's not easy, man. Believe me, we all know here how, especially if you're not, like in that community. Like, I'm sure there's a wiki community,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and if you're not a part of it, trying to start your own wiki is hard. Like with the whole video game thing, that Fortnite map, me and Nemo and, you know, Walters helped a little bit, but we made a flat Earth Fortnite map.
Oh Lord, don't ever give me any credit for me bitching about you not having enough guns.
It helped, man. All the input helps. But yeah, but you know, months we spent on there creating this world, and now nobody plays it because we all suck at promotion. You know, trying to promote it. Yeah. Trying to get it promoted and other people playing it is a whole other thing.
I was okay, so I have to give you a little secret here. So yeah, I've been watching you, you know, on Globusters. I watch all the shows, right? So I've seen how you were starting to do that, how you're building it, and you showing it on the screen, saying, "Here's what I've been building." I was like, "Oh wow, that's freaking cool!" You know, getting how you're excited about getting the kids in there, and I'm like, "Yeah,
Right.
that is really awesome. I like it. Great idea. You're out there promoting this stuff." And then I was thinking, God, that's just video games. What the hell? So I was kind of like going, come on, come help me with the wiki. But that's awesome. No, every avenue out is just as important as the other, you know.
Yeah, hey, there's so many people out there doing so many different things that we need people, you know, branching out into all of them that we can. Anything that we can put a title of Flat Earth on and show somebody some new information or just a different way to look at it, I think is, you know, that's all we're trying to do.
Yeah. In fact, who just put this on here on the True Earth Wiki discussion page? Is that you? This forwarded from R. Tozia, Gleason's Map 3 Enhanced.
That is
No.
probably
I think Josh.
Nope, that was probably Benny Boy if I had to guess.
Benny got in. All right, Benny. Nice.
Yeah, so he must be watching the show because I can't. Yeah, I forgot this is.
Yeah, he was in the chat earlier. I know before I started signing in and getting lost and
Oh,
digging
you're
for
right. Yeah, it
things.
does say Benny Boy. Thank you, Benny Boy.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
I love it.
It starts.
Everybody's been very positive.
Oh, here
about
I
this.
just found memes. Okay, I'm gonna close this folder now.
He's got to, or Walter ain't going to say another word.
Yeah. I'm looking for maps, but so far, yeah, I'll find more.
I
Don't
made
worry.
the mistake of searching Yandex for flat Earth maps.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Hundreds, thousands.
Well, because we don't have those damn filters that Google has on Yandex.
Yeah.
But you also get a lot of like Eastern European, Russian type stuff. So you get a lot of stuff that I just never seen before.
That's awesome.
And that's the kind of gravy we got to get because I swear that Yandex someday is going to be in a little.
Spell that for me. Y-A-N. Is that it?
Yes.
The only way I was able to find all those Flat Earth websites that are under the websites page because you do it under Google. I mean, you just
Oh no, it's
50 pages worth of half of them are fact checkers.
So I love the first thing I did when I got onto Yandex was just search flat Earth just to see what's going to come up.
Mm-hmm.
I do believe very first entry was pro flat Earth.
Nice.
And I had some, you know, anti-debunking bullshit, but oh, cocksmoke.
Yeah, so everybody's been very positive that I've shown this so far. Everybody's in love with the idea, very enthusiastic of it, and wishes for its success. So that alone has also kept me motivated as I see everybody. So I'm happy for that because that was the intent. I wanted to basically give this to the community because the community has given me so. You know, as we were discussing at the beginning of the call, how I kind of got started as flat earther. One of the things that it did for me was it kind of healed me in several ways. First of all, it helped me with anger issues. Just, you know, when you're stuck in the rhetoric and the world is designed to cause you stress and chaos and get wrapped up in it. Once you get free and the truth sets you free, it feels better and you can. So that definitely been that way. and also just scientifically curious. I've never bored. So flat Earth is definitely closer to the excuse me, closer to the creator, which I always believe. But it was muddied by science and muddied by the current mainstream. So it just kind of removed that for me. So that's why I got so possessed into building this thing.
Awesome, man. You're doing great. Keep at it.
Thank you. So I am going to keep doing it, and eventually I'm going to reach back out to Flat Earth Dave. He says once I get some more content on this thing and start to get it kind of filled up, he's going to start promoting it as well. So I'll probably see you guys all around. I'll be various shows here and as let me on if you.
And you guys were talking about Andrew B. He is in the chat even as we speak. I just got back there, guys. Sorry, I wasn't ignoring you all. I'm just excited and digging through everything, and yeah. So, but yeah, definitely someone who's got a huge contribution to make to this. I can guarantee it.
Yeah, Andrew B is awesome. I've talked to him. Well, I haven't talked to him. I've chatted with him a little bit, and he's reacted to my things on there. There's a Telegram channel called Homeschooling for Truth or Parents, and that was launched by Melodome, I believe. Andrew B's on there, Mrs. Tribune, and various legends are all in there. So I got hooked up to that channel, and I've advertised there and built the homeschooler link because of that to these people. You know, Melodome.
Oh, yeah. We
Yeah.
love Austin and the crew, man. That's
Yeah,
very, very dear friends.
absolutely. Yeah. Guaranteed. Yeah, he's definitely helped and part of that molding my. That's doing all trying to
That's
give
awesome,
back
man.
without and also be cheap because I got a family
Yeah, well,
to
yeah.
support, and I live in California, which is not the cheapest place to live in the country.
Man, if you go back and look at my first 400 videos, whatever it was, maybe 300 videos, they were all done on a cell phone with 480p crappy, and most of them were like, observations and experiments and tests that I did. Just real crappy video though, me sitting in my little lab, I guess you'd call it, down there that I had.
Yeah.
But yeah, we do what we can, man, with what we have. And yeah, I wasn't doing it trying to make money off of it or anything. I just wanted to share. I wanted to help the community, find answers to some of these questions that we all had.
Yeah, I dug into your history actually and started going through your older videos and stuff. And the fact
I've removed over 100, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Most of them were sun observation stuff. I just went crazy one day and they were all on a cell phone, and didn't have any of it backed up anywhere. It might be somewhere out there. A bunch of my old sun videos I used to make a video every week for like 8 months. I did it of sunspot rotations this week, just to show how, the different sunspots that we were seeing. I was fascinated with the sun, trying to figure out what it was. Almost drove me mad. Yeah,
that's right. That's all right. Yeah, but you were actually, hands-on, feet on the ground, doing these things, unique at any context of it all. Just like there's a channel, obscure channel called Flat Rocky. That guy just relentlessly, I guess every day or something, he goes outside with his thermal reader and he points at the sky and he shows you where the moon is, shows you where the sun is if it's out, and he does it at nighttime. And he points into this, shows a pan of metal. He points it at a thermal reader at it in the shade, and then he puts the pan in the moonlight and he thermal reads it. And then he puts it in the sunlight and thermal reads it, and then the shade of both this, and you can see the temperature. And he does this over and over. He's got like hundreds of videos of just him literally taking temperature readings of moonlight.
That's awesome.
Just fantastic.
Yeah. I always give credit to people like that, like Travis, a plain truth.
Don't know that one. Gotta get him on the wiki.
He
Oh, definitely.
goes out and shoots the Chesapeake Bay
Oh, that guy,
religiously.
yeah. Oh, wait.
Besides
never
when he's
mind.
traveling,
He's on there.
and he's been driving a lot of Uber, which takes up, more of his time than he used to with his old job. But
Truth in Plain Sight? No, that's
no, there's the plain truth, maybe.
yeah.
There's a plain truth and the plain truth. And his avatar is squiggly lines,
I do not
different colors.
have that guy, but I've definitely heard of him.
Yeah, he jumps on Ironworks with us a lot on our morning shows. He's a great guy. I've been chatting with Travis since 2018, I think, right before I went on Walkabout.
Yeah, drop the link here and I'll add him. I also have to add Zetetic Warrior on there. Boston Bear just told me about him.
Yeah, I love Run Boston Bear.
Yeah,
Good guy.
yeah, he's.
Wasn't Flattoberfest amazing?
Hmm?
Did you have a good time?
I did, yeah.
Me too. It's just, yeah, those meetups and everything are awesome. What are we looking at, Josh? This is awesome.
I don't have a fucking clue. I just find shit, I click on it, I'm like, oh, this is cool. What is this? I don't know.
I want to know what all the arrows and dotted lines mean.
So these are checkpoints, equator checkpoints, north checkpoints, south checkpoints, and flat earth direction to sun.
Holy cow. I keep having some gravy there.
The sky horizon. That is nuts.
That's nuts. You did drop that in chat, didn't you?
I believe so, yes.
I think I just saw it and haven't clicked yet. So, all right.
Sky?
Yeah, I got the link.
Oh, that's cool. That looks familiar. Here's the daytime.
Wow, look how it wraps around on that. That's awesome.
Sun altitude
What?
by degrees, I guess.
So look all the way at the bottom. I see a few concerning things.
Ah, yes, there is a few very concerning things there. McToon.
Metabomb.
Excellent flat Earth debunking resources.
Yeah. Well, I first saw McToon and then Metabunk, and I'm like, and then read the rest. It's like, okay.
Well, that's good that they think McToon's flat Earth debunking resources are excellent because they're actually crap.
Yeah, that's so pathetic.
So, yay!
Should we
victory
report
for Flat
problems?
Earth.
You report some problems, but you shit.
Yeah, the McToon's excellent link is rarely a problem, especially if you actually think it's excellent.
Still looks cool. You can
Yeah, the
stop
program's awesome.
and put in the observer location.
Thanks, Walt or Walter.
Interesting.
Glad we called it.
Oh, damn it.
The old summary.
Wanted to stop share, not start a summary.
Well, gents,
I think it is getting to be about that time, isn't it?
that was a first good introduction. We're going to have you back on, man.
Please
This
come
was
back.
fun.
Yep, exactly. Yes, please.
All right, well, I'd be honored to. Guys, for having me on.
Yeah, we'll get some more word out there, and we'll have you come back on, I don't know, a little while, and, when it's updated and there's more stuff in here, and we can see how much it's grown. We're hoping,
Yeah. And it's free. It's can sign in and edit and put stuff in there. I'll help you if you need. I guess the more importantly, it's like I said, it's free. That's what it's meant for. If you sign in, I don't get your information. It's a wiki. It's secure. It's its own entity. So definitely, there's no nefariousness to this that you have to worry about. It's a wiki. It's
Yeah, you're not sitting there with the server right behind you, like, yeah, I'm gonna get their information.
Yep, exactly. So it does want you to validate your email address. If you there's some security there. I mean, if I find you're destroying stuff, I can just flick a switch and undo all your changes, and I can ban you and ban your IP address and your data there. So, real thing, just like the real wiki. When you try to correct the horizon, say it's a straight line, they go and flip the switch and say it's a curve. And we know it's not. And this wiki is not going to be full of that kind of bullcrap. There's another wiki that's already got all that crap. So if you want to be a baller, go to the Wiki Sheeplepedia, have at it. This one's for Flat Earth and True Earth.
I love it, man. Awesome. Well, again, thank you so much, Joel. This was fun. I love getting to know people and just kind of hearing their backstory and how they always got into it. And yeah, to me, I always take my first impression, especially meeting somebody in person. And even Cami said it. She's like, "Oh yeah, he was such a good guy. I could tell, just such a nice guy." When we all met at Flytoberfest.
Oh wow!
So you definitely come off, as a genuine person to everybody I talked to that met you. So yeah, I see no nefarious anything behind this. Yeah, this is.
Yeah,
I could tell it's strictly from your heart.
Very cool. Yeah, it definitely is. I definitely warms my heart to hear that from Cami. Definitely tell her.
Yeah, she's sorry she couldn't make it.
Yeah, no worries. But yeah, I was honored to. Like I said, that was the highlight of my Oktoberfest. It's just that little half hour with her at the table. Oh my gosh, she's such a dear person. Community. So to have her appreciate me is like winning an award. So she made me a what do you call it, an admin or a wrench or whatever in the Globebusters, and I just totally feel honored.
Oh yeah, after she met you, she was like, "Oh yeah, I know he's a good guy." Yeah. So yep, we're gonna nothing but the best, man. I hope this thing takes off for you. I really do. I could tell you've already put a ton of work into it, and yeah, we're gonna see if we can't get a few more people over there helping you insert some stuff. Heck, we already got a couple tonight, so
yeah. Woohoo! It's really a victory. It's kind of the first, so thank you, Walt.
There we go. It starts. The avalanche has started.
And so it begins.
Hit the tipping point.
Yep.
Well, truly, man, thank you for doing the work. Thank you for sharing it with us, and you're certainly welcome. That key you have that got you in the Zoom call is the key to get in again, so just anytime you want to hang out, we're here.
Oh, wow. Well, thank you very much.
And thank all you fine folks there in chat for hanging out with us this evening. Sorry for the late start. Sorry for the discombobulation and all that good stuff. But again, here in the next couple weeks, I think it takes 3 to 5 days to process, maybe in build, and then another 3 to 5 to ship. So the computer should be here before too terribly long. I'm super excited about that because this one makes me want to throw it through the God blessed window. So
I'm excited for that too, my friend.
Yeah, I think it's going to be good.
Yes.
It's going to be good, I think. It's, what's that, stuff with the goggles?
VR?
VR,
Okay.
yeah, it's VR ready. So it's at least good enough to run VR on. So that makes me happy.
Well, then
Not that we
should
have
be,
VR, but still.
should handle this, right?
I'm hoping it should handle this. I'm still trying to keep it relatively lightweight, even for no particular reason. Maybe till I get that 64 gigs of RAM and that i9. Well, here comes Andrew B. just in time for us to leave. But it's proof that it's the same damn link that once we give you, it is the key that gets you back in here every single time.
What's up, Andrew? What's up, brother?
Yeah, I don't think the link has changed ever, has it?
Once upon a time, when we first started
One-
using Zoom, when I was getting used to Zoom until I could figure out how to get like that recurring link and recurring show, and I didn't have to worry about people porn bombing me like they did on whatever that Google Hangouts.
Yeah.
They've been doing that to Sovereign Souls Unchained Minds lately. They've been doing the old flasheroos and then having some like tape recordings of like some.
Well, when you have such
Yeah,
definitive proof of the ball, you would really want to show the ball, I guess.
Yeah. No, but instead they act degenerate.
Right.
That's my favorite proof of the globe, by the way. Degeneracy of the ones who didn't defend it. And the axis of evil. Between those two things, I totally love it.
I love your humor, man. All right, all. That was fun. I don't know if...
Yep.
Oh,
Thank y'all.
Looks like Andrew snuck in. I'm sure he wanted to just talk after the show.
That was kind of the idea.
So,
But
yeah.
for
Gotcha.
everyone else, thank you very much for being here, because we have got some great things coming up in many different directions. So just make sure you don't tune out.
Awesome. Awesome. I love y'all. Thanks again, Joel. Thanks, Josh. Thanks, Walt.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank y'all. Love y'all.
Give Cami our best. Hope she feels better.
I will definitely
Yes,
give her the best.
Big hugs.
Lots of hugs.
I see Effie Nation asking you a question there, Walt, in chat. And I may have seen the
Oh, what's
email
up,
come
Fletch?
through,
Hang
Fletch.
on, let
Yeah,
me
I'm
go
not
see.
sure. Seems like I do vaguely remember having seen it. Sometimes I check my phone when I'm half asleep. So
That's my issue as well. I do it way at the wrong time, either early or late, and it's like, wait, what? Did I see that?
uh-huh.
Or I'm looking in the wrong app, like I was doing the other day. Yeah. But
Fun
I'll go
stuff.
check, my friend, for sure.
What happens when you're been doing this for a long time and you're old? It's just a hard combination right there. But this
Josh,
is,
you're not old.
Indeed.
Stop saying that shit. Come on.
feels old. However old I am, like 46, I think. I think I hit 46 this year. 46. I think.
You think?
I don't keep track of that shit. All right, we're gonna get out of here. Thank you guys. Thank you, chat. Thanks everybody.
In the land of free thinkers and those who could hold the earth is flat, or so we were told. No more spinning spheres in this grand charade. It's a flat and steady plane where truth may be laid. Oh, the earth